Doing so would cause Trump to look into the details.
So anything you can do to push the Provide Bank to closure so that the IMF loan comes forward, I would respectfully suggest is critically important to your economic as well as physical security.
And you can go listen to more of those conversations. Victoria Nuland, yeah, we're going to start a full war. We're going to keep attacking the Russians until they invade. Ha ha ha. Then we're going to kick their ass. What about the EU? They don't want war. Ask them. Well, now they do is they put all their politicians in. These are crazy people. You look at Victoria Nuland, she looks like a schizophrenic. She looks like a crazy fat woman who wants to have a nuclear war with Russia. You don't know anything about that, you dumb pig. Excuse me. Cleansing wind of Trump. Tornado is sweeping through the world, says Prime Minister of Hungary, Viktor Orbán. You bet, the cleansing tornado of truth, of Trump. Very important interview yesterday with Daniel Uston, talking about geopolitical expert, saying they're planning massive false flags and sabotage operations to stop the Trump recovery. That's exactly what they're planning. Trump also has said that the whites being mass murdered in South Africa come here as refugees. They're real refugees. And he's also put big sanctions on South Africa, where the president's hoping to be over there saying we're going to murder all the white people, and they are. And the videos, by the way, the leaders, the opposition leaders are all there. Kill the white people, the blood of them, we will kill every white person. It's just like, what? You had white people do that, black people would be wrong, and I would expect to put sanctions on them. This is crazy. It's another good move. Oh, this came out. Air traffic controllers say FAA hiring practices. They now have the documents immunity program for people that are DEI, including mentally ill people they did hire. I remember they did that 2 years ago. Led to DC plane crash. All right, that's another stocky. Only dozens more. But don't worry, all this other stuff I researched integrates into my analysis. Now let's move into something really important. Trump announced some big stuff last week. Plan to abolish the Department of Misinformation. Dumbing down. That was big and dangerous, but saying they're going to do a full audit starting next week of the Pentagon and turn Doge loose in there. That's really going to the heart of the beast. But there's one other thing that's as dangerous as going after the Pentagon corruption. Probably more, it's at the very top. That's the private Federal Reserve that took over the country with the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. An act of Congress put the private banking cartel, it was never an audit, but they filed the numbers then to Congress. 82% of it was owned by European banks, mainly the Rothschilds. No audit since 1913. That's 112 years. So, or longer. And so, Ron Paul's always wanted to audit it to then be able to abolish it once you get the corruption. It's like,
morning.
Good morning. Agencies before you either downsize them or in them, and then arrest the people that were stealing. And so, this is a big deal. And so, Trump has said he wants the Federal Reserve audited. Said that Friday. Elon has said he wants to go after it. He said it again today, and so he's ready. The dog's on the leash. Let him loose. And then the Federal Reserve is going to say you're not allowed to audit us.
Yeah.
And under the act of Congress...
Not doing good. I had chills this morning and everything. I'm going to try and make it into work, but we'll see.
Congress can be pressured to abolish it or
see how that works out.
And so, and there are functions of it that are in the infrastructure needed for now to even be phased out. You can't just turn it off. So they have the regional banks that actually deal with currency and tracking systems and banking. But the New York Fed is the private corporate office and the board that runs it. And it's far enough. We don't know by who. There's been a lot of back and forth since 112, 13 years ago. So this is right at the heart of it. And I can play you Jerome Powell right up Trump got elected saying, I don't care if he tells me to do something like lower interest rates. I'm not going to do it. I'm the boss. He has no power over me. He tells me to resign. I won't. I can play you the former head of the Greenspan saying government has no bottom, but this is at the top of the food chain. This is the top of it.
Same things, brother.
So, Elon Musk supports Ron Paul leading an audit of the private run of the Federal Reserve. This is at the heart of getting our sovereignty and control our monetary future, because the Federal Reserve's on record saying, oh, we give tens of trillions here, we give it to foreign countries, China, EU, we're going to say where the money's spent. Well, it's come out in leaked documents and whistleblowers they've killed that it goes right back to them. So, AI, USAID and all that sounds like big potatoes. It's not even a French fry, okay? This is a whole field of potatoes compared to one French fry and USAID, literally. You think tens of millions stolen's a big deal? So I'm going to play you a clip of Private Fed head, right after he retired, on Lair NewsHour, admitting all this, being arrogant about it, hiding plain view. And then we've got Bernanke saying, I won't tell you where trillions went. And there's no need to play Jerome Powell. You've already seen him too much. Everybody remembers that. We played that probably 20 times. I don't play that anymore. But here are just two clips backing up everything I just told you. Here it is.
What is the proper relationship, what should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take. So long as that is in place and there is no evidence that the administration or the Congress or anybody else is requesting that we do things other than what we think is the appropriate thing, then what the relationships are don't frankly matter. And I've had very good relationships with the presidents.
To financial institutions in Europe and other countries? Which ones? I don't know. $500 billion and you don't know about the money? The loans go to the central banks, and they then put them out to their institutions to try to bring down short-term interest rates in dollar markets around the world.
Well, let's start with which central banks got the money.
There's 14 of them which are listed in our. I'm sure they're listed in here somewhere.
All right. So, who actually made that decision to hand out $1 trillion that way? $500 billion. Who made that decision?
The Federal Market Committee.
Okay. And was it done at one time or in a series of meetings?
A series of meetings.
And under what legal authority?
We have a long-standing legal authority to do swaps with other central banks. It's not an emergency authority of any kind.
Anything specific about it?
My counsel says Section 14 of the Federal Reserve Act.
Never been audited since it was created in 1913. At that time, 83% of them, my memory's not exact, you can look it up, it's like 83% was owned by European banks. The Rothschilds are the biggest part of that. But no one knows since then. How do we have sovereignty when this thing calls itself the Federal Reserve and is above the law and no one can look into us, nobody can investigate us? Where have I heard this before? And now you know why they're so scared of Trump and Elon Musk. Democrats plot strategy to shut down fight against Trump. Not a lot of good options. U.S. Democrats call for more aggressive tactics against Trump and Musk. We're going to be the opposition. We are figuring it out. Democrats struggle to keep up with Trump's dizzying pace. Not a lot of good options.
Morning, Brandon.
So anybody that has a basic understanding of geopolitics, finance, systems, markets, this is the greatest revolution in history by its scale and detail and precision. Blitzkrieg attack, annihilating the globalist institutions, discrediting them, and they've got the German government, the EU, the UK, Australia trying to criminally indict Musk, trying to sue and do criminal operations against U.S. companies to stop this. They're declaring Musk a national security threat. Remember the FBI documents we got a week ago where I was declared by Obama that Trump released to us? Yeah, we're Americans taking on the deep state and winning. That's how epic and huge and real this is. Look at these headlines. UK government considers labeling Elon Musk a malign actor over disinformation concerns. What, exposing their corruption? Poland's president warns of EU interference in presidential election, cites Romania as a cautionary tale. Oh, yeah, they just canceled the election a couple months ago of the winner. Said they'll do it in Germany because of Musk. All right, I'm going to come in to the next hour. Stay with me live. So I've got the big enchilada I'm going to hit. I'll be doing Sunday Night Live tonight. I want to get into them, not getting ready. I told you they launched a new bird flu variant. They got on the shelf. Magically, they did. D11. Hotels. Oh, trouble began right away with the new bird flu. We just know it's about to mutate. Oh, guess what? It just did. That'll stop the recovery. I mean, if anything, they're predictable. I mean, yeah, we're right again. Not hard. They told us they were going to do it. Fauci did it when Trump first got in 8 years ago. Don't worry. They'll be the virus out of China. Will teach him. Oh, yeah. I guarantee it. That's coming up. Stay with us on the streams at Infowars.com/show. Band.video.
Well, they may get me fucking knocked right there.
But if you don't fund us, we go away. And I'm in epic battles with the deep state and winning. Massive lawsuits, counter lawsuits, criminal activity coming out on their end. We're winning. But I need your funds because I'm in full offense mode. And I'm fighting harder than I ever fought. Go now to thealexshowstore.com. Atomic Defense, incredible kitchen sink of all the super nutrients that boost your health and immune system, stamina, libido, everything. Ultimate CMOS, off the charts, incredible. Huge discounts right now and same levels of sales. Widest selection of Patriot apparel, t-shirts, everything. Go now to thealexshowstore.com. When I tell you that Ultimate CMOS will change your life, get a bottle. This is some of the strongest CMOS, Irish CMOS you're going to find. And even the raw stuff's great. This is super strong. And it's got a bunch of other concentrated superfood herbals in it. The bladderwrack and the burdock root and more. This just does insane things in your body. It would take an hour to go over all the things that are in it. But looking at Irish CMOS, it is right up there as one of the top super ingredients, super nutrients. We have the powdered capsules that are twice as strong. Trust me again. Get the capsules. They're even better. And I'm not poo-pooing the gummies. But if you like the gummies, which you got and you went crazy with, then you're going to really love this. And again, there's way more than 30 essential vitamins and 27 essential minerals. There's a whole bunch. It's the government listing. Some is essential. There's a bunch of other trace elements and things that are known to be really good as well. It has 98 vitamins and minerals. 98. That's what's in the CMOS. And the type of iodine it's got, the way it's bioavailable is just very special. And it gets all of the science of it. But there's over 2 billion people with cognitive disabilities and serious problems, according to the WHO's own numbers. And I actually agree with those numbers. I mean, iodine is a huge problem. And most iodine you get in food is bound to other elements. And so you don't get hardly any absorption. The type of organic iodine in the CMOS, for whatever reason, just goes right in and just does the trick. And if you want radiant skin, I'll just be quite frank. We're adults here. We make jokes out of it. I mean, raging hormones.
Neil Young is a tool of the cult of the left. What kind of an ass writes a song called Keep On Rockin' in the Free World and proceeds to become the loathsome antithesis of the song?
Comfortably numb is uncomfortably dumb. And Neil Young's the poster child for that. I mean, rocking in the free world, but he wants to censor people? Hey, Neil, choose one. You can't do both, you dirtbag.
It must be evident to all of you. You must all know half a dozen people at least who are loose in this world, who are more troubled in their world. I think it would be a good thing to make everybody come before a properly appointed board and say every 5 years or every 7 years, just put him there and say, sir or madam, now will you be kind enough to justify your existence? I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
The last 30 years told us they would use the fear of a deadly virus to take control.
Yeah. Be careful. And I feel like crap this morning, guys. We'll see how long I stay at work.
Change, and if it has, what keeps you up now? Because we all need to know.
Yeah, the pandemic sadly was fairly predictable. So when I spoke to him, I said, okay, there's some other medical innovations, including the thing called an HIV cure that can be accelerated. So, we should be more prepared.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
That's still number one. You can worry about.
It's a new year. I got plenty of sick time. I don't usually hardly use it at all, but I'm about to take some time pretty soon when my grandbaby's born, so.
If you're causing people not to take vaccines, where are those boundaries that even the U.S. should, have rules?
Morning, dirty dog.
What is it? Is there some AI?
We got 10 minutes left.
Those rules because you have billions of activity, and if you catch it a day later, the harm is done.
In my medical opinion, these are the most toxic pharmaceutical products that have ever been released on the market. And
They are coming real quick, a couple weeks.
As we heard from Dr. Julie,
Within the next couple weeks.
Pfizer
Could be today or tomorrow.
over $100 billion. That's just Pfizer. That doesn't include Moderna. That doesn't include BioNTech. She had AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, and so on. This is a multi-$100 billion industry. And it seems that nobody
A little bit.
how many people get injured, how many people die. And to give you an idea for the scale of the vaccine injuries,
I gotta be careful. They're playing a lot of stuff. Alex is playing a lot of real stuff, but it's YT strikeable, so I gotta be careful.
about 1% have been permanently disabled.
It's amazing that even today they're fucking doing strikes for this crap. What we all know to be true. Second week. So you coming out of it? I woke up with the chills so bad. I was so grateful when the wife got out of bed and one of the German Shepherds laid on top of me. I felt so good. He just like a big old heat blanket. I didn't want to get up. Well, I'm not ever going to monetize again, probably. We'll see. Probably not, but things are going pretty well with Rumble, so it's I'm even during the daytime streams, I'm not going to do more than an hour on YT.
Supplements, Mentos, clickable knives, Patriot Gear, and theelephantstore.com. Supplements.
Coughing last, that's good.
You can find anywhere. We have this new
My cough is mostly from just the vape, but
concentrated herbs and compounds. Atomic.
got a bit of a sore throat,
Nuke the bad guys, boost your immune
chills,
system.
shivers.
Ahead of all the things that are going on.
Had a good weekend, though.
The ingredients are incredible. It's our newest
nice to see Mahomes go down big time.
And then it funds our operation as a political, cultural, spiritual immune system to fight the globalist hate. True. 360 win. And out of the gates, it's 40% off introductory offer. You take.
I don't know what the fuck that was at halftime.
Particularly in the fall and winter.
That was definitely something weird.
TheYellowShow.com.
I mean, I used to like a few Kendrick Lamar songs, but man, I guess I'd never heard him live. They're saying one of the worst halftime shows in history.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the American Journal. I'm your host, Harrison Smith, coming to you live this Monday morning, the 10th of February, 2025.
Sinus
from
infection.
Our headquarters here in Austin, Texas. We got a lot to discuss. Of course, yesterday
I get
was the Super Bowl.
malarial type chills sometimes. If I get a little bit chilled, I start violently shaking.
It's one of those things that I maybe we should talk about it. It seems cliche.
Like no matter how warm
There's a weird divergence.
if a blanket on either is, I can't get warm.
Stuck in the normies
And then it's like I shake so hard that it hurts my muscles.
questions about anything ever.
I haven't had it happen in a very long time, but it happened this morning.
Love watching football, and then there's the conspiracy side of things, which we're so far down the trail, down the path. It's like the intro to conspiracy stuff is just I don't know, isn't even worth talking about anymore. We can get into it. We will get into it. I don't know if you guys watch it. Anybody watch the game? I watched the first half, and it's maybe a sad sort of commentary on American culture as it is. First of all, a lot of the commercials were just incredibly creepy. There's a phenomenon, a trend now with like body horror. Like every other commercial had some weird
Yeah, I still got it.
disfigurement as part of the plot. It was all just very creepy.
I have two of them in that office actually because
You know, if you don't watch
my office is
TV,
on a big glass window, so I got two of
you
them.
don't see a lot of
Plus that
commercials.
actually the heat's working there now, so
Watch the Super Bowl.
at 8 a.m.
That's a big cultural event.
the heat kicks on up there, and it's usually up near 65 by the time I get there, and then I crank it up some more.
What images are being implanted in my kid's brain? Again, the commentary on American culture is we go out in our life. Yeah, we'll just turn it off before halftime. We don't know what the halftime
But we're kicking it.
will be,
We'll be kicking it today.
feeling either through the visuals.
I didn't shave, man.
or the
Hair needs cut.
programming happening. It's just not something we're going to want our kid to watch. Which again, it's just a sad but correct interpretation of American culture these days. But I've been looking at all of the response to the halftime show, and it's pretty hilarious how sort of in the eye of the beholder it is. Everybody had a different interpretation of what went on. But I think the main takeaway was that it was bad. I think most people agree on was that it was bad. It was not good. And it's like people can't exactly put their finger on why it was bad and not good. Yeah, everybody's like kind of trying to come up with different reasons. But at the end of the day,
Cut your beard off.
yeah, it just wasn't good.
My wife would kill me if I did that on purpose.
A bizarre state where, again, you know, the sort of dichotomy between the
Baloney face.
and the conspiracy theorist is not what it used to be. And it used to be that they would hold these big, basically they'd hold ceremonies in the middle of these major cultural events, whether it's the Oscars or the Super Bowl.
The river still froze over, even though it warmed up a little bit.
Get everybody to sort of
Supposed to get up into the mid 30s today.
rituals that you could only recognize if you were, you know, indoctrinated into their symbolism and could actually interpret it correctly. But now it's just right out in the open and in your face and
Yeah.
not subtle at all. And yet people
Yeah,
still
there's
miss
one
it.
choice.
People still can't figure out what it is. But I think like so many things, there's a sort of a cultish, bizarre, ritualistic interpretation of what's happening, and then there's just the in-your-face, sort of overt purpose of some of the symbolism.
I said she's not on the river.
Ritualistic nature of what
It don't get thick enough on the river. At least not
I'll
down
see if
here.
I can draw the
Maybe up by my house,
these things for you
where it's
folks.
more shallow and
But there's an idea in conspiracy theory circles where the
colder.
And whether it's part of predictive programming or whatever, right? You'll see images from The Simpsons that look just like they have to tell you. It's good. That's Reese the PsyOp cop. Very good tweet there. Very impressive AI. Football costume. And there certainly is an aspect of sort of the, occultish, ritualistic, but it's not occultish or ritualistic to tell you what they're going to do before they do it. It's legalistic. It's like if they can get you to sign on an agreement saying that they're allowed to do something, then legally they're prevented from, experiencing punishment from it or backlash. I didn't watch this halftime show. Now that I'm seeing it.
Too heavy?
Not sure what
Just
it
to
is.
pull on you?
Humping at me so aggressively, but I don't like it. I feel like about to get robbed. That's that dance. That's a dance where you're trying to hit your leg up, but your heel is stepping on the hem of your pants. It's not going any higher. Oh, okay. Now they're walking like frogs. Okay. Sorry. I'm getting the crew is playing a hypnotic.
Out there in the fucking freezing cold with that riot.
Before they do it. Now you can interpret
I didn't stay up late enough. Did they go full riot, or did
of a ritual nature.
the weather keep them under control?
To tell the victim that they're going to be sacrificed, or the sacrifice is meaningless. That's one way of interpreting it, but there's a much more mundane way of interpreting it, which is where if they can take, some young person from a trailer park, put a $10 million
Couple fires, yeah.
contract in front of them and say, I'm going to make you a superstar, just sign here.
They weren't ready for that. If
Fine print is
piggies weren't ready for that, it's their own fault.
about you, we can abuse you, you can never
All right, guys.
tell anybody what we're
Peace. I'll try and get live soon if I can.
stuff in the contract. They offer that
So somebody's already here at the office, so in my eyes. I didn't even drink anything yesterday, but my eyes bloodshot.
overwhelmed by the temptation of, what's being offered.
All right, guys. Peace. Love you.